Well, it is officially hay cutting time. I'm excited, nervous, so many emotions right now, all at the same time. The only thing I know that we have to do to this, all the tires are good, everything should be good with this, greased, you know, everything hopefully is good with this thing. But I do know I have to drop this swath board inside here. And mainly the reason for that is so we can get kind of a fluffier swath. So basically, with this thing down, according to what I read, it is supposed to allow the hay to fly back instead of flying all the way back here. It'll hit here, kind of stop, and like make it a lot fluffier, I guess is the best way to put it. Kind of for better dry times, curing time. And today's Tuesday. I really wanted to cut yesterday, but that just didn't work out. A lot of other farmers in the area have cut yesterday, and we're cutting yesterday, and maybe even cut Saturday before that. We just haven't had rain. This is really odd for May. We're supposed to get rain, 50% chance Saturday. So I need to cut today. They want cooler the next 2 days and then starting to warm back up, but they do want sunny. So it should dry it out, hopefully. And we're not gonna go around and cut every single field because we just don't know if this is gonna be, you know, good. We don't know if the baler's gonna work. So we have a lot of kind of unanswered questions. So with that being said, I guess we'll jump on the tractor, head to the first field area that we want to do, and see what happens. Got. The knives are working really well. I could probably bump it up to second gear. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Rolls seem to be staying intact for the most part. Everything sounds really nice. I don't know. Like I said, I could probably go second gear, go a little bit faster, but I don't know. I'm not 100% with that tractor yet, especially using implements, but overall, it seems to be doing really well. I don't know, as far as stalks are definitely crimped for the most part. As near as I can tell, everything's cracked open pretty good. So that's our first pass. This is the only downfall of having a narrow front now. You can't straddle your swath, which kind of sucks. You're gonna be running right over it, but the tedder and the rake should pick that up then. So we'll keep going around this field, see what we can do. Hopefully everything works out and nothing breaks. Again, like I said, a narrow front is just, I really wish that that was a wide front. I really do. I would swap it in a heartbeat because basically you're gonna run over your swath. Now I do have the tedder that we can re-fluff all this after the fact, but you know, I guess having a little patch run over is not the end of the world. You just let it dry a little, then come in with the tedder and pick it all back up and fluff it. But there again, you're still kind of running over some of it. Such a beautiful sight. Nice swath row. And it's definitely, it's cutting really nice for these old knives. And it's definitely crimping the stalks pretty well too. I mean, maybe not all of them. We could probably tighten the rollers a little bit. But for the most part, it does seem like it's cracking them open. So I think we made 3 passes right now. I'm about to make a 4th. I should have made another cut on the end rows because it would have made it a little bit easier turning around. Whatever, you know, this is a learning experience for me. First time using a haybine. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well, the 1209 did really well. I missed a few spots here and there, but for my first time, and then obviously the field's wider at this end, so I made sure I went a little bit slower so I didn't clog the knife or the knives. But ultimately, this turned out really well. I am definitely pleased with that thing, 100%. It works really nice. I'm sure there's some fine tuning. Like I said, I probably could have the compression on the rollers. I could probably have that a little bit heavier, but ultimately it's definitely cracking open the stems and it's doing really well. And again, I did have this swath board down inside because we have kind of a short window, and especially since it's going to be getting a little bit colder. So, you know, for this thing sitting for as long as it has, it definitely did well by me anyway. And the knives were cutting everything really well, so I cannot complain at all, one bit. I used to cut all my hay with a bush hog, and this field would have took me twice as long. I did actually step it up then and started going in 2nd gear, and that was really nerve-wracking. It started going really fast, but ultimately this should make a really nice amount of hay. So this will probably be the only field that we're going to do today, mainly because I don't want to cut too much and then, you know, kind of screw myself and then I can't get it all in time. So this is probably going to be more so a test field than anything, mainly because we don't know exactly how the baler is going to work for us yet. But again, hopefully everything is good to go with that. I'm hoping. And if we can bale this whole field in no time and have no issues with the baler tying, releasing the knot, anything like that, then it's go time. The next dry spell we have, and hot and warmish weather, good hay drying weather. We may not cut them all, but we're gonna progressively start cutting more and more because ultimately I don't want to let it sit on the ground and waste it and, you know, have it rot because we couldn't get it. So I know it happens, but hopefully we don't have to do that this year. I've had to do it in the past. Now, as for the JB weld, if you're wondering how to fix your rollers if they're starting to delaminate, there's your tip. And I'm not taking credit for this because I found this tip elsewhere, but I just, you know, I don't know how big this field is, but there was a patch here that was missing, and I put JB weld in the night before, and you know, it's still holding up really well. It's still really hard as a rock. So anytime you see that happening, throw some of that on there. It'll save you, because rollers are expensive. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm excited. Hay cutting has arrived, planting has arrived. There's a slight chance of frost within the next 2 days. So hopefully that doesn't hinder anything. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, because there's a lot coming. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.